Hi, hello dear friends. Once again, I welcome you to my YouTube channel History Made Easy by Yogesh Sharma. How you are doing? We have covered all the chapters which were there in the first term examination, and we have shared the videos of all those chapters. As for most of the students, the half yearly exams are over, and I am back with another chapter, and the name of that chapter is An Imperial Capital Vijayanagar. This is chapter number 7 from book 2, and we are going to discuss a lot about the South Indian kingdom, which flourished and which was on pinnacle of its success. So moving ahead, again the way we are doing important points and the discussion will be taking place. The first topic that has been covered in this particular book is about discovery of Hampi. Now Hampi is being described as capital of Vijayanagar. It is being mentioned here, Hampi is the capital of Vijayanagar. And how the people came to know about Hampi, the credit for that goes to Colin Mackenzie. अगर हम बात करते हैं कि ruins of Hampi को who made to the public, it was Colin Mackenzie who put his efforts in collecting, recollecting, and putting the data for the common people. And it was around 800 that these ruins came into knowledge of people. Who was Colin Mackenzie, as has been mentioned in this particular point, employee of English East India Company, and he prepared the first survey map of that particular place, that is Hampi. Now, the initial information, how Mackenzie got the information. So, he got the information from the priest. जो पुजारी थे कौन से temples के? There are two famous temples. One is Virupaksha temple and another is Shrine of Pampa Devi. We'll be discussing about this later on. So the priest, there were oral testimonies. Now, what are oral testimonies which transfer or passes from one generation to another generation? We do not have written record for that, but because they are being transmitted orally, so that is a part of oral history. So this type of information was passed from one generation of priests to another, and so on. Another source to know about Vijayanagar and Hampi was a abundant literature that was written in Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, and Sanskrit. And people started to collect data from there. Epigraphists ने वहाँ की बहुत सारे inscriptions को study किया, and now Hampi has become one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Moving ahead, now Vijayanagar Empire is also known as Karnataka Samrajya. Few people know it by the name of Hampi, but at that time it was being known as Karnataka Samrajya, as been mentioned here. You can see Karnataka Samrajya. Now, if we talk about the all the dynasties which ruled over Vijayanagar, the first dynasty which founded the Vijayanagar Empire was Harihara and Bukka. These were the two brothers, and the name of the dynasty was the Sangama dynasty. Later on, after Sangama, there was Saluva. After Saluva, there was Teluva. Teluva के बाद Aravidu. And the most powerful king of all these dynasties was undoubtedly Krishnadev Rai, who was the most prestigious, powerful, and successful king of Vijayanagar Empire. And to which dynasty he belonged to? He belonged to the Tuluva dynasty, as we mentioned here, this dynasty, the third one. Right? यहाँ से आपको पता चल जाएगा कि अब विजयनगर को इतना पावरफुल किंगडम तो मानते ही हैं, और उसमें भी वाई कृष्णदेव राय. So in this point, different achievement and accomplishment of Krishnadev Rai have been briefed up. They like he defeated the Bahmani kingdom, गजापति रूलर्स ऑफ उड़ीसा, रायचू दोराब, दो नदियों के बीच का जो इलाका था जो फर्टाइल था, उसके ऊपर he was able to establish control, then trade, architecture, in every field the kingdom of Vijayanagar was flourishing. That's why he is known as one of the most successful, powerful king of Vijayanagar Empire. Let's move to the next slide. Now, next slide talks about, in the previous slide, we talked about whom? We talked about trade. Now, the king played an important role in promoting trade, especially foreign trade. And what was the outcome of that? That the gold and the important uh, metals were flowing to India. India was very rich in trade, and why the Vijayanagar area was rich? We can talk about spices, textiles, precious stones. They were all available in the market of Vijayanagar. And what they imported from outside, they were the horses. Horses were not available in India at that time. So horses को import किया जाता था from Arabia, and there were special merchants, those who used to deal in horse trade, and they were known as Kudurai Chettis. See, an important community which was only dealing in horse trade. So all those things were happening. So trade की वजह से there was prosperity, and in the book you will find out a source where the king is mentioning in his book Amukta Maldea that the Raja has to look after so many things so that he can promote trade, so that the traders can feel happy under his reign. So this is how they played. They put more focus on trade so that the empire can become prosperous. Now, two important terms are being used. जैसा मैंने भी आपने नाम देखा कृष्णदेव राया. So Raya stands for king. Raya means the king. And there were Naikas, that were the military commanders or her or his subordinates. Naikas, and also a concept of Amar Naikas. It is been mentioned here, Amar Naikas. This was another thing that was very much there in the Vijayanagar Empire. So they were the military commanders. A particular area was given to them by the king. So what they used to do? They used to collect taxes. उसका कुछ पार्ट अपने पास रखते थे, आर्मी को मेंटेन करते थे, और किंग की सपोर्ट करते थे मिलिट्री कैंपेन्स के अंदर, किंग को एनुअल ट्रिब्यूट सेंड करते थे, एंड दिस वे द अमर नायका सिस्टम समवॉट फ्रॉम द दिल्ली सल्तनत का, अगर आपने कभी इक्ता सिस्टम पढ़ा हो वैसा वैसा कुछ आपको नजर आता है इन द अमर नायका सिस्टम. नाउ किंग यूज्ड टू शो देम द पावर. King was of the opinion if the Amar Naika is there for one place for a longer time, he may revolt against the king. So what he used to do, what the king used to do, he used to transfer them from one place to another place so that they cannot challenge the power of the king. I hope these slides are clear to you. Okay, let's move forward. Let's say now if you see and assume the location of Vijayanagar Empire, you'll find out this is a Deccan terrain, Deccan area, which is a plateau area. So water is a very very big concern for the people because it's very very difficult to dig wells. Why? Because the land is plateau. It's not easy to dig. So what methods they did use? One was rain. Now how they used to collect the rainwater? They used to collect the rainwater through tanks. It has been mentioned here tanks, and one of the important tank that was being built was the Kamalapuram tank. Another source of water arrangement was River Tungabhadra, right? And the location was very very beautiful. If you ever get a time to chance to go to Vijayanagar Hampi, you'll find out the stunning granite hills there, and you can also see the Tungabhadra river. So बहुत सारे अब river तो बहुत सारे streams निकलते थे उस रॉकी टेरेन के ऊपर. रॉकी टेरेन के बहुत सारे streams निकलते थे और उस stream से पानी नीचे आता था और अलग अलग तरीके से वो लोगों तक पहुंचता था. So another important thing what they did, that they also built canals. And one of the famous canals that was being built was Hiria Canal. So आपको कुछ नाम याद रखने हैं, Hiria Canal याद रखना है, कमलापुरम टैंक याद रखना है, कमलापुरम टैंक आप उसको बोल सकते हो, तुंगभद्रा रिवर याद रखना है. इन चीजों से the water arrangement of the Vijayanagar Empire and especially the capital was being met. Let's move forward or further. Now just assume, most of the kings, to safeguard their capital or to safeguard the area where they used to live, what they used to do? Fortification. That was a common answer which everybody can answer. You can see Lal Killa, you'll find out the fortified area. You go and talk about Jaipur, Amir Killa, you'll find out that fortification was there. What was unique about Vijayanagar Empire? Yes, 7 lines. Don't get amazed. There were 7 lines of fortification that has been mentioned by Abdul Razzaq. Abdul Razzaq, he was an ambassador who came from Persia to the courts of Vijayanagar. And what did he found here? That 7 lines of fortification. 7 अलग-अलग दीवारें बना रखी थी. Surprising. Now, क्या cover किया था उन 7 walls of fortification के अंदर? They covered everything. Agriculture, forest, और आप समझ सकते हैं जो उनके हाउसेस थे उनको, उनकी जो फील्ड्स थी, गार्डन्स थे, हाउसेस थे, इंपॉर्टेंट टेम्पल्स थे, everything they used to cover. And these walls were being made of stones. No mortar or cementing agent was being used. चिपकाने के लिए कुछ यूज नहीं कर रखा था, बड़े बड़े पत्थर के ब्लॉक होते थे, and they used to be in wedge shape like this. वेज शेप के स्टोन्स को एक दूसरे से मिला देते थे और इस तरीके से उनके स्ट्रक्चर, और यहाँ पर रबल भर देते थे, बच जाता था वहां पे मिट्टियां भर देती थी। तो इस तरीके के स्ट्रक्चर्स उन्होंने क्रिएट किए, इस तरह के स्ट्रक्चर्स क्रिएट करे। आप इसको ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, इसको यहां से हम बंद कर देते हैं। तो दिस इज नोन एज वेज शेप स्टोन, वेज शेप स्टोन्स। सो दीज वर थिक वॉल्स। ऊपर यहाँ जो जो आप कह सकते हैं जो आर्मी के लोग होते थे उनके बैठने थे, ताकि एक प्रॉपर गार्ड रखा जा सके, वो काम भी यहाँ पर किया जाता था। So now what was the objective? See, in medieval times, what was the purpose of war? To starve the enemy to death. कि एक आर्मी आती थी, वो पूरे फोर्ट के चारों तरफ उसके बाद सीज कर लेते थे, किलेबंदी कर लेते थे। So whatever things were there in the fort, that will end in 10, 15, 20 days, and ultimately the king and the army has to open the gate. Either they need to fight or they need to surrender. So इससे बचने के लिए what they did, they covered everything inside those forts, so that let the army be outside for 2 years. We have enough things to eat and to grow, so we will not be surrendering. So that was the aim behind having 7 lines of fortification. This is one of the most unique structures which you will find anywhere else in the world. Now these forts were, as I told you, there were, if you want to enter in a fort, there were gates. Gates were well guarded. It has been mentioned here. Gates were well guarded, and the gates were covered. Suppose there is a gate, so there has to be a road. There is a gate, there has to be a road. This way, gate जो connected थे road से, and very very beautiful, because it's a rocky area, valleys थी, उसके बीच में बड़े beautifully तरीके से roads को बनाया गया था, so that the transportation becomes easier. So this is about fortification and roads of Vijayanagar Empire. Here you can also mention about Domingo Pace, also described about this particular thing. So Pace and Abdul Razzaq have described about this particular theme, that is fortification and roads. Now you can see a beautiful structure, and you must have seen this in your book. This is known as Mahanami Dibba. Mahanami Dibba, just think about it, how it is related to the festival which is going on nowadays, that is Durga Navami and the Shara. Basically, the whole Hampi area has been divided into two parts. One is Royal Center. It is, as it is being mentioned here, this is Royal Center. As the name itself suggests, Royal means related to, Royal का मतलब क्या, किससे संबंधित, राजा से related. So this was related to the people, the families, and the people those who are associated with the king, nobles, all those people, those who are VIP people. So ऐसा लगता है. But it was not only royal, it was also sacred also. How? 16 buildings have been designated as temples. जितनी सारी बिल्डिंग यहाँ मिली हैं, out of those 60 buildings are being designated as temples, and another 30 buildings have been designated as palaces. It means the people of Vijayanagar, including the nobility, had great belief in God and goddesses. भगवान में बहुत विश्वास होता होगा, तभी इतनी सारी चीजें वहां पर आपको नजर आई है। So वहां पर एक बिल्डिंग में नजर आई है जिसको बोला गया लोटस महल। इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल बिल्डिंग। ब्रिटिश ट्रेवलर्स ने इसको काउंसिल चैम्बर का नाम भी दिया है, वेयर द किंग एंड इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट मिनिस्टर यूज्ड टू सिट एंड डिस्कस। इसके साथ में एक स्टेबल हाउस भी मिला जहां पे शायद हाथियों को पार्क किया जाता होगा, यस, हाथियों को खड़ा किया जाता होगा। वहां से यूज्ड टू मूव टू द काउंसिल चैम्बर, दे यूज्ड टू डिस्कस द इंपॉर्टेंट state matters. Another important building that has been found in this particular area, that is the Royal Center, that is known as the Hajara Rama Temple. As the name itself states, these are the story related to Ramayana. पूरी दीवारों के अंदर किसकी स्टोरी डिपिक्ट की हुई है? The story of Ramayana. That's why it's known as Hajara Rama Temple. Important thing about this particular temple, that the central जो shrine है, central image है, इमेज जो सेंट्रल श्राइन में जिस भगवान की वर्शिप करते थे वो मिसिंग है। ऐसा हो सकता है फॉरेन इन्वेडर्स ने या नेबरिंग किंगडम से जब अटैक किया हो 1565 के आसपास, जब सारे किंगडम्स ने मिलकर हरा दिया, जब आसपास के किंगडम्स ने मिलकर रामा राय को हराया था। इट मे बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रीजन कि वहां से सेंट्रल इमेज को लेके वहां से वो चले गए। The most unique structure that is been found in Royal Center that has been described as this structure, that is Mahanami Diba. You can see the colossal structure, such huge structure, 11,000 square meter base है, 40 मीटर फीट हाइट है। समझिए कितना बड़ा स्ट्रक्चर होगा, 40 फीट हाइट, जैसा आपका घर ऐसे 4 मंजिले बन जाए। So that was the height of the Mahanami Dibba, and it is, as I described earlier, that is related to the Navami festival, Durga Navami, फिर called it Durga Navami, Durga Puja, Navaratri, Dashera, all those things। बहुत सारी functions यहाँ पर उस टाइम में होते थे, अलग अलग दिन अलग अलग सेरेमनीज होती थी, लाइक वर्शिप ऑफ इमेज, वर्शिप ऑफ स्टेट हॉर्स, देन सैक्रिफाइसेस ऑफ एनिमल्स, रेसलिंग मैचेस। नायकास जो थे मिलिट्री कमांडर्स, और जो हमारे नायकास होते थे वो एनुअल ट्रिब्यूट लेके आते थे, राजस्थान आर्मी को इंस्पेक्ट करता था। आई रिक्वेस्ट प्लीज पे attention on these points, this is very very important. What are the things associated with the Mahanami Dibba? So whenever you see, will be watching the video, put a pause button here, read those points again, go through your book also so that you can get a better idea of this particular topic. Moving further, yeah, it's another important slide which talks about the second part. One was the Royal Center, and second we call it as Sacred Center. Sacred means what? पवित्र स्थान। पवित्र स्थान कौन? जहां पर गॉड और गॉडेसेस रहते हैं। So this particular place, which has been chosen as a sacred center, which has been chosen as the place of Virupaksha temple, there was a long history of temple construction, long history of people living with different with religious beliefs. This is the same place where the mythological kingdom of Kishkindha, Vali or Sugriv, this is the same place where the Jaina temples were also being built. This is the same place where Cholas, Cheras, and other people also built their kingdoms. This is the place where a form of Shiva, Virupaksha is a form of Shiva, is being worshipped. Virupaksha is the god of Vijayanagar Empire. All the documents, all the imperial orders were signed by the name of Virupaksha. जितने भी सरकारी आदेश होते थे, सरकारी गवर्नमेंट के जो राजा के जो ऑर्डर्स होते थे, उन पे किसकी सिग्नेचर, किसकी स्टैंप होती थी? लॉर्ड विरूपाक्षा। और लॉर्ड विरूपाक्षा को एक वहां पे लोकल गॉडेस थी जिनका नाम था पंपा देवी। शी वांटेड टू मैरी लॉर्ड विरूपाक्षा, so she is sitting in a samadhi position, you can call it जो आप पूजा करना, all those things she said there, pray करना, and because of that reason this area became more and more divine and sacred for the people of Vijayanagar Empire. Now temples slowly and slowly also became the center of learning. Temples के साथ साथ बड़े बड़े gateways बनने लगे, बड़े बड़े gateways, big gateways, so the temple can be seen from a distance. Temple can be seen from a distance. और राजा अपनी बहुत सारी चीजें एसोसिएट करता था टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन के साथ। राजा बहुत सारा डोनेशन देता था टेम्पल कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए, और सोचता था जिससे अगर वो डोनेशन देगा, टेम्पल स्ट्रक्चर बनेंगे तो उससे क्या फायदा होगा? What will the benefit? What will the benefit? The support of the people will be with the king, right? Let's move further. As I talked about Gopuram, gateways, बड़े बड़े gateways. You can see, you go to south, you will find out Gopurams with each and every temple. आप साउथ इंडिया जाओ, आपको हर टेम्पल के साथ आपको गेटवेज वर देयर टू शो द पावर, अथॉरिटी, प्रेस्टीज, स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द किंग। क्या इलेबोरेटिव आर्किटेक्चर का काम उन गेटवेज पे होता है। आप जाके खड़े होकर देखिए, ह्यूमंगस, सो ह्यूज, सो बिग, find out, wow, what a structure we have seen. South India is made full of such amazing structures. Whenever you get time, go there, watch them, observe them, prepare a note on them. So Gopurams, they are also known as the royal gateways. पावर ऑफ द किंग जैसे मैंने बताया, जब राजा थे तो उन्होंने सोर्सेस दिए, बनवाए, बहुत सारे काम करे। वहां पर मंडपास भी हैं। दूसरा स्ट्रक्चर मंडपास का, आई एम सॉरी आई वाज नॉट एबल टू एलाबोरेट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड, सो मंडपास का स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में बाद में बात करेंगे। अनदर स्ट्रक्चर दैट वाज देयर, अनदर टेंपल, सॉरी आई वुड रादर से, व्हाट वाज देयर, दैट वाज नोन एज द विठला टेंपल। Now this temple is something different. This temple is something different. Now, Virupaksha temple was a temple devoted to Lord Shiva. Absolutely great. Well done. Clap for all of you, those who are able to answer. Now, Vithala temple, Vithala is a form of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. It means that the king of Vijayanagar Empire also allowed the people of other faith to make their temples and to practice their beliefs. So this is best example of that. That is the Vithala temple. आप इसको देख सकते हैं, इसको चैरिट टेम्पल भी कुछ लोग बोलते हैं क्योंकि आप पहिए देख रहे हैं, चैरिट की फॉर्म में बना हुआ है, जिससे मूव करेगा आगे आप बुल देख सकते हैं जो उसको खींचने के लिए बने हुए हैं. सो इसके चारों तरफ जैसे एक टेम्पल बना होता है, इसके चारों तरफ स्लैब्स डली हुई थी, पवेलियंस बने हुए थे, जहां पर ट्रेडर्स अपनी शॉप सेटअप करते थे, जो डिवोटीज आते थे वो वहां से सामान लेकर भगवान को चढ़ाते थे. So all those things are related to. So this is a very unique example how the Vijayanagar people allowed, or the king allowed, take good care of yourself, and you will be able to understand this chapter. And I'll be coming with different chapters with source based questions and all other things in coming future. Keep them keep them up to them what you need to do. Keep learning, keep exploring, keep on sending your comments, whatever you want to understand, whatever topic you want to learn or discuss. Keep on commenting in the comment box. I'll be very happy to answer all your questions. Bye bye, namaskar, take care.